Hi everyone, this is Amrita. Welcome to our channel. So recently I completed my day 100 Power BI certification. So after that I started getting multiple queries on how do you prepare for this exam and what were the questions format. So I'm here today to help you all. So starting with, I had around 56 to 57 questions and the time duration was 150 minutes. When I'm explaining the format, I will divide it by three phases. So first phase, I had a questions like true or false, yes or no. To give an example, like the questions were like, if I need some data, if I export it from the Excel, will it solve the solution? So you will have to give yes or no. So the next question would be, if I export it from the SQL, will it solve the solution or no? Yes or no. So basically you cannot go back to the questions. In this phases it would be yes or no or true or false, but you cannot revisit the older questions. So you cannot review the questions. So those were the questions, and I had around two to three questions like that, where one questions have three different answer, and I mean the first question will have a solution, the second question will have a solution, the third question will also have a solution. You just have to give true or false, so you will have to do so. You just can't revisit all the three questions together. Okay, and you cannot go back to those questions. And the second phase of questions that I had was formula based, where they'll ask you to calculate percentage of sales, where they would have given, okay, you will have to use calculate, or you'll have to use divide, sum, and there'll be some strings attached to it saying that when I select this particular region, it still should give me the proper percentage. So you'll have to use all selected or all. So those kind of formula based questions that it would be like a fill in the blanks, like few statements or the few syntax would already be filled, but you will have to fill in that calculated sum x. So you'll have to fill in few information. So that would be formula based questions. Okay, and next coming to the other set of questions would be the custom connectors. Like questions would be, how do you connect this Azure databases? Like I do have Azure database, how do you connect it? And few questions would be definitely like, I have multiple files, Excel files or CSV files saved in a file or saved in a folder, how do you connect it? So all these questions would get around custom connectors. And also to add on, there would be a questions where it asks, I have a video saved in the SharePoint of my company, how do I extract it? So web connector. So there will be kind of questions of the custom connections. And the next set of questions would be on the visualization. Like they'll ask you the questions that saying that I have outliers in my data, how do I identify it, which kind of visualization should I use? And I have a month-on-month trend of the sales and product, like how do you see? So line chart, and for the other box plot would give you the outliers, or you can even use a scatter plot. So they'll give certain questions where you will have to identify which visualization would be the best fit for it. Okay, and the next would be the hierarchy. Like you will have a product category, product subcategory, product name. So you'll have some hierarchy, and it would be in a different table or it could be in the same table. How do you do a one-to-one mapping, or one-to-many, many-to-one? If it's a cross-directional link that you use, or it's a single direction connection that you use. So you will have questions on those, like do you use a left join or right join? Like how do you basically club this two, or won't you do a join at all, and will you use a calculated column called related? So there will be some questions around this. And the next few questions would be like a sequence of how do you perform some steps. For an example, just a very basic example would be, how do you open a Power BI file? Just double click on it. No, sorry, that would be a lame example. So how do you load a data into Power BI? So I'll open a Power BI desktop, then get data, pull in the data, then I load. Before load, I'll before transform, then I'll edit, then I'll load it. So basically step by step process. So other questions would be, how do you share report to the dashboard or Power BI service. So first you'll have to create a report in desktop, then you'll have to click on publish, then so there would be a set of sequence that you will perform exactly one after the other, right? So you'll have a questions in that way also. So that is one of the questions that you will definitely be asked, the sequence of the tasks that you have to do. And these were the questions, and they'll mix up all the questions. It's not that you'll get it in a sequence, but they'll mix it up, all the questions like custom connectors. And the one more main would be the RLS, the row level security. Like you have a manager from west region, they don't want you to see the south region's profits or sales. How do you do that? So those questions will also be there. And the last set of questions would be, the last phase of questions would be on the case study. So they will be, I had got 2 case studies where they will give you the requirements. The first questions will be like requirements, and then they'll say, okay, this manager had this was the format of date. Now you'll have to change the date to other format. Can you do it? Like it is kind of a case study where the questions would look like someone is asking you to do something. So it would be a case study. So there'll be some 4 to 5 questions for each case study. For me, it was 2 case study, and both had like 5 or 4 questions. So that was the overall idea on DA100. And if you ask about the preparation material, all the things that I told was the day-to-day activity of my job. So I use row level security to make sure only few people see the related information, and which chart do I use for what, and basically DAX functions. So there was nothing out of the box that I had got in the exam. So I have also taken 778 Power BI. So comparative to the 778, DA100 is very easy and it's straightforward. Like in 778, I had got most questions on Azure. Basically, it was out of what I was doing in Power BI. But this DA100 is completely on the Power BI and day-to-day activity. So if you are using the Power BI for at least a year or 6 months and more, it definitely will be a very easy exam to take. So all the best. If you have any questions, please do comment. I'll definitely get back to you.